You're watching the Hampton Classic Horse Show on WVVH-TV, Hamptons Television.
Now tell us about that ride in this wonderful mare of yours.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to go on a jump off and over the top three. You don't really have too much to lose, so I kind of just laid it down as good as I can. I played it a little safe to the last, and I knew that there was a bit of time that Shane could beat me, but she was quick across the ground with her else, so I think that's why she kept up the time. But no, she's an incredible horse, and she's had an amazing summer. It's sort of up to this point, and she's sort of found herself this year. You know, like last year she was jumping on 45, starting to step up, and now she's doing it.
And we should mention, this caps off what was a tremendous week for you. You were consistently in the ribbons, knocking on the door. I guess you were saving it for today to come out on top. But because of your consistent performances all week long, you become the winner of the Longines Rider Challenge as our leading overall rider here at this year's Hampton Classic. So I believe you get 2 watches, one for that and one for the Grand Prix. That's not bad.
That's pretty. I actually didn't know Shane was the other person when they said that I could go third. So I didn't know until I finished that I had one match. So that's pretty cool. But no, it's really great that they do that prize to the leading rider. It really gives you something to fight for throughout the week as well. And the national classes, you know, I came here on Tuesday only because I wanted to win the leading rider prize. So I came third in those 2 classes. That really helped me get up really good.
And Shane, of course, is a 3-time winner of the Longines Rider Challenge. Shane, want to ask you about your ride. You saw what she did. I don't know if you actually saw the ride, but you knew what she did. Anything that you could have done differently to shave just that half a second off?
Yeah, there's always something you can do. You know, I watched it on the TV outside. The thing is, they're very different horses. So you probably go look at the number of strides I did. I probably did a lot less, but that's always the case with him because he spends a lot of time a little bit in the air. He's just a little bit of a slower horse. So I did my plan close enough to what I thought would be enough. I was off by whatever 0.5, but I was very happy with my horse. He jumped great. Like I said, I'll probably take a couple more gambles with hindsight.
And Kristen, you know, we were waiting a long time for a clean round. We'll talk to Nick in a second. But you came in and you heard that crowd erupt. You know, everyone wanted the clear round, Tell us first about that first round. You were the first one after the break, and then if you would tell us about the jump off. It's always so hard to go first in the jump off.
Yeah, it was definitely special having this big of a crowd and everybody let into it and having such a long lead up with nobody clear. It was cool to be the first clear and have the crowd so behind me. My horse was quite fresh, so it was pretty surreal. I kept thinking he was going to run me past the jump and have my down, but he felt really great today. So that actually led me into the jump off thinking to not go too crazy because he's naturally a very fast horse. And yeah, in hindsight, I could have just gone more competitively with there only being 3 in it. Toss up. I'm really happy with my winners today either way.
Well, you know, a podium finish at the Hampton Classic, I think at the start of the week, every rider would say, yep, I'll take that.
Yeah, exactly.
Nick, I always say that to me, horse designing is the hardest job there is. I mean, you could change one fence just a bit, you know, move a rail, one hole. I mean, I really think it's very challenging. First, I want to ask how happy you are with the way things turned out, and as you get to the drag break with no clear, do you second guess yourself in any way?
I knew today was going to be very difficult, and with the seeded order, you know, based off of Friday, you know, you have some of the people that didn't have such a good week going early, so often you have to wait a while for a clear round. But I was really pleased with the class, you know, to have 3 in the jump off. These 3 did a great job today, and pleased with how they.
Yeah, and we kept looking. We were announcing on TV, and we said, well, you just looked at who's going in the second half. There was really no doubt in our minds that there would be a jump off, but I just wonder if you start to feel a little pressure or not.
Oh, for sure. When we were getting down to whatever the last 10, and we still only have one clear. I know everybody wants to see a jump up, so I was happy we got to give them one.
Well, it turned out great, and you got 3 great riders at the top, so well done. We'd like to take some questions now. If you would please raise your hand, Michelle will bring you the microphone, and we'll start with Kaylin, continuing our annual tradition.
Hi guys, it's Caitlin Riley from the Southampton Press. So Jessica, tell me a little bit more about your jump off plan, and it seemed to me the approach to that element jump, you took a really tight inside track. I almost felt like you were going to touch those flowers with your elbow there. That seemed like a really good spot where you took a nice risk. Was that your plan going in? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, you can only kind of go all out when you've got Prix in the jump off. Again, you don't have so much to lose. She is very, very quick on her turn. She can land and already be turning before I am, sometimes a little too much. I was a little worried at the third jump because she can't really shift right, and I took a bit of a gamble there, but she tried her hardest, and like I said, I had to play a little safe to last. But I think it probably took me the same time to get to last as it did you want to leave out, because she's got like the smallest stride and he's got a big stride, so it's funny how different horses can do different amounts of strides and do different speeds. But yeah, she was quick, and she was quick to the double too. Like I could do a good number and keep on galloping, and she's so smart that she just wants to do the jump stuff.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the way you jumped that jump and then went straight into that double. That was like,
Yeah,
I felt looking back like that was really beautiful. And then if you all could just talk about the regular course, and in particular the approach to the open water, because personally I've never seen so many horses step in the open water, and there were even I think 2 refusals there. I thought maybe there was a bit of like a 90-degree turn kind of off the Hermes Oxer to that open water. What was it about that? And maybe you could talk a little bit about your approach to playing it that way, because that seems kind of to stand out to me a bit.
So yeah, the line to the water was a little complicated on the 90-degree angle like that. Yeah, for sure I would have liked a few less horses to step in the water, but today didn't jump as well as I would have hoped. But yeah, that's the sport. Sometimes horses have faults.
Maybe hand the mic to Shane. We'll just come right down the line. Comments on the first round.
Yeah, I thought Nick did a great job with the course. The dimensions were big enough. It was probably more tricky. Every line had a trick. And then the water, like I said, lined up that way and then going that direction. I don't know how many times I've been to Grand Prix, but it's always jumped poorly that direction. It jumps a bit better coming home. The horse is just coming away from home, they're a bit empty. But I thought it was a great course and really made for great sport, and I think the crowd enjoyed it. So that was a great job.
Yeah, I think a sign of a good course is when there's not just one bogey jump, when there's several different jumps that can come down, and I thought that was really the case. You had the gate as the first one, the triple was hard, then the roll back to the plank. Obviously you had the open water and the double at the end, so you had to be good everywhere. You couldn't just get away with clearing one jump and then jumping and clear around. And I also really liked that the time was appropriate. I think if the time was much tighter, it would have been a complete disaster, but it was very appropriate for how the course was built, and I think it really made for a great class.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I agree, especially with Jessica's last statement. I really liked that there was a lot of different lines in the course, but we had enough time that we could have this kind of technical course and not just be rushing the horses through it. It seems like tight time allows have become a bit of a thing lately, which is great, but it's been nice. I thought today was nice to have a little bit more freedom with our time and be able to have a difficult, challenging course that still caught us in different ways than just from rushing. I personally love the way the water was there today. This might be my favorite way, so if the water could always be set. I like having it off more of a blind turn and not staring it down for 6 strides, hoping I measured it just right. So for me, it was actually great to have the water like this.
That's interesting. I felt like maybe for some of the horses, they came off the turn and were like, oh.
A bit surprised, right?
Next question. Michelle?
My question is for Jessica. how do you feel winning, and what process did you take preparing for this big jump?
I feel pretty good, to be honest. It's nice to win, and it's an amazing paycheck, so that's great. One of my owners is here, and the others were watching at home, so it's great for them to support my horse and to be able to watch and how to go and have a big win like that. And kind of like I said, I think her journey in Europe, I took her there and went to the championships, and what she's really grown this year, and to actually finish off our summer on such a big win is fantastic.
Before we get to our next question, I just want to take one quick moment to commend and thank Longines. I'm sure, Jessica, you're very happy with their precise timing that they provide this timing here this week, and for such a narrow margin of victory. I'm sure you're thrilled with them, but what they do for the Hampton Classic, what they do for the sport of show jumping in this country and worldwide, and really all equestrian sports worldwide, it's just outstanding. And I just, on behalf of all of us involved in the world of show jumping, just want to thank Longines. I'd also like to take a moment. I spend this whole week and really the whole year telling everybody that the Hampton Classic is the best show jumping event in the world. And it takes a lot of people to put it on, but we all have to have a leader. And our leader is Executive Director Jeanette Cohen. And Jeanette, I know what you put into this event, and we're all devoted to you, and you inspire everyone to work hard and make this the best event in the world. So on behalf of everyone, we want to thank you. Any more questions for our riders or Nick before we get going? I know Shane has a plane he has to catch, so we'll take any more. Peter Leone from WVVH TV, ridden in this event many times, Olympic silver medalist. Peter.
Well, first of all, I want to commend Nick. You had a real tough job out there today. You got top horses and riders, and this is the Hampton Classic Grand Prix. And you set it at a championship level, or just shy thereof. And you kept up the tradition of this being an epic bucket list Grand Prix to win. The 3 clear rounds, there were going to be heroes that will be remembered for the next 10 to 20 years. And that's how much this show means to us Americans. I mean, this is it. This is the big kahuna. So, well done. I'm sure you were biting your nails a little bit. But it was a real test.
I would have been fine if there was no one else here.
It takes a lot of courage to build a course that's that level of course. Anyway, congratulations. Jessica, this one's for you. Your mare, the 12-year-old mare, absolutely fantastic. You've been developing her. What's the future? What's your plan for her?
Not really sure. She sort of created her own future this year. If you asked me in January what my plan was, I'd say go to Europe and jump with it. But it has ended up being a lot more, and I think championships, and I don't even know, I think she can do everything. She's naturally, you would say she looks the silkiest horse, but she finds it.
Absolutely wonderful. So excited to watch you ride and watch you win. Again, congratulations on winning America's most coveted Grand Prix. Fantastic. And best of luck to you and your mare in future championship events. You had some pretty tough customers on either side of you going into the. So again, congratulations.
Well, on behalf of the Hampton Classic, I want to thank you all for coming and helping to make our 50th anniversary a complete success. Nick, congratulations on the great job you did. Kristen, Shane, and especially Jessica, great job. And Jessica, this is forever now. You are a Hampton Classic Grand Prix champion for life. So congratulations. Thank you all.
You're watching the Hampton Classic Horse Show on WVVH TV, Hamptons Television.